Welcome everyone to South Kitsap High School. We're happy you could join us this evening for a special night of wrestling action. This event is called a double duel meet, and we'll be covering the action tonight as the Wolves first take on Shelton, and then the South Kitsap team will also take on Port Angeles a little later in the evening. So the varsity wrestlers will be competing twice this evening. I'm Melissa Stewart, a senior here at South, and joining me in the booth is JP Sharp, also a senior. JP, tell us about the South team. They're having another great season, aren't they?
Oh, the South team's always having a great season, Melissa. They currently have 115 wins. They're undefeated in the season, so it looks like they're going to have a great season once again.
All right, so we're getting started here. First match. Each wrestler will have 3 individual matches of 2 minutes each. Am I correct in that, JP?
Yes, that is true. That is true. And here is the 125 weight class with Roger Nuttall for South Kitsap versus Jeremy Knowlton for Shelton.
All right, so and you're a former wrestler yourself, JP?
I was when I was a little kid. That I don't know.
All right, so JP will be pointing all the technical things out to us tonight.
Okay. It's like they're getting up into it a little bit. Goes for the takedown.
Now, are the wrestlers allowed to grab each other by the neck or the head, or
No.
are there restrictions on that?
Yeah, if a player gets grabbed by the head, like such as in a headlock or just grabbing there, the ref will automatically stop and then start back from where their starting position was.
All right, and always staying in that circle.
Yeah, that bigger circle is out of bounds, just so you know. Score stands 0-0 here in the first period. Almost a takedown right there. Takedown, 2 points for Shelton.
And we have some loose headgear. What will that mean? Will they stop the action?
They won't
anytime?
stop. They won't stop anything. They'll just keep on going. As you see, looks like Roger's in a little bit of trouble here.
And what should he do to get back some points here? What can he do now?
I don't know. Well, it looks like they stopped. I'm not that recent of a wrestler, so.
All right.
I think Roger taking a little breather there. Looks kind of tired.
So this year we also have a couple of new coaches to note. Ron Hudeberg, the former head coach, retired after last season. The new head coaches will be co-coaches this year. That's Mr. Dave Dias and Chad Nass. Assisting this year is Ron Coppinger. He has a son out on the team who unfortunately is out with an injury right now, and I think we may be talking to him a little later on in the show. Now, JP, here's a pretty basic question. Is there an advantage, obviously, to being the top wrestler here?
Or
the
no, not really. Roger's just got an escape point right there. But it really depends on how good of a wrestler you really are. There really is no real advantage to being on top.
Okay.
Besides, the takedown. But really, it just depends on how good of a wrestler you are and how well you can escape from the bottom. Looks like out of bounds right there. So the score stands 4-0 right now.
Favoring South Kitsap at the moment. Roger started off a little slow, but it looks like he's coming back.
It looks like some near fall points. Two near fall points awarded to Shelton.
Next up, the Olympic and Paralympic Nick Lorian at 145 pound weight class from Port Angeles. Wrestling RJ Hoyt from Olympia.
Roger trying to get back in the game as he's trailing 5-0 right now.
Endurance is definitely a key part to this sport, and here at South Kitsap, it's nothing less than a tradition. Last year, the team overall did place 10th in state, but looking over the records, we've had quite a few second and third places, a few fifth places. Just a few years ago in 1996, we placed third, and we've had champions individually all over the state. Looking back at last year, we also had some, let's see, we had a Dustin Johnston in 2003 placing third at state, Brent Criswell last year placing second, Pat Kelly placing fifth in state last year. So definitely keeping up the training and going for that state title is a big tradition here at South Kitsap.
Yeah, you know, some of the players might be a little intimidated by the record that we have here at South, but you know, most of the players are kind of up to it, just looking for that big streak to go on.
And South will wrestle Olympic and Shelton. I'm sorry, Shelton and Port Angeles tonight. Shelton right now is already holding 3 losses to this season, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens at the end of this match tonight.
Yep. Like all these wrestlers that come out here tonight are really good schools, and you know, it's really exciting to see a good match like this go on.
Now, we're in a bit of a timeout here as the referees deliberate. We see the coaches on the side talking to their players. What are they allowed to say? Are they restricted at all to anything during those timeouts?
I really don't know, but it looks like the referees are conferring with Coach Nass over there for points right now.
Got to be wondering what's going through those wrestlers' heads. Roger Nuttall started off slow, but he's picked up and he looks like he's ready to just get it now. I mean,
yeah, he looks like
he's found his objective and he's going for it.
Yeah. So the score is currently 14-3 in Shelton's favor.
No. 14-3 South.
No.
Aren't we home?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, after looking after that score, JP, I believe it's 14-3 South here.
True.
Roger Nuttall picking it up.
That's my mistake. First time announcer, you know.
That's okay. So what's considered outside the line? I mean, obviously we're seeing some feet go out.
Well, as long as one person has contact with the floor,
Okay.
then it's considered inbounds.
Okay, good to know.
Roger scores another 2 points for the takedown. 16-3. In South's favor now. Trying to take the arm. Escape point for Shelton.
So there's obviously points awarded for more than just pins. When a wrestler frees himself from the control of another, we're calling that an escape. And
Yeah.
every time a wrestler does that tonight, they'll be awarded 1 point. Other things, a near fall, a position when the offensive wrestler has his opponent in a controlled pinning situation, they will earn 2 to 3 points.
Looks like Roger in a little bit of trouble here. Getting some near fall points right now, Shelton. Three near fall point.
And the end of the match, Roger Nuttall 18, and Shelton's Jeremy Knowlton will receive 4.
At the 140
It looks like they got a pin on Roger right there, so Shelton won.
Please approach the center of the mat.
It's a tough loss right there. And right now, Garrett Lyman has
Receiving his
Face-
forfeit
yes.
in the 130 weight class.
Brendan Kelly right now is receiving his forfeit. Brendan Kelly, he's been wrestling since he was a little kid. I mean, I personally know him. I used to wrestle with him. He's really good. He's really good, and he's stayed with it for all these years. He's one of the top wrestlers that we have here at South.
And following his older brother that did the same for the past 3 years, now moving on to college. This will bring us down to Bobby Ondersea in the 140 weight class. He'll be taking on Shelton's Logan Rodman. Once again in the 140 weight class. What do you think, JP? As we get higher in the weight classes, does the action get more interesting, less interesting, a little bit tougher for each wrestler?
Well, I think in the lower weight class we see more acrobatic moves, but and as we get higher in the weight class, we see more like special moves on the ground, such as that. 2 takedown points for Shelton. South getting some near fall points right now. This might be a pin. He's struggling a little bit. Trying to get that other shoulder up. That's a pin.
That's a pin for South Kitsap wrestler Bobby Ondersea.
Next up at 145 pounds, Chris Hogan.
And next we'll see in the 140 weight class, South Kitsap's Chris Hogan will be taking on Shelton's Eric Arbonneson. Sorry if I mispronounced your name there. Chris Hogan moving into the mat, getting in position. He looks a little anxious, ready to go.
Well, it certainly looks like I was wrong about the higher weight class, because we're seeing a lot of good, fast movements right now.
And the last couple matches, they seem to be doing a lot more standing moves.
You just want to get those 2 takedown points. That's really a big factor in the match. Chris Hogan seemed to have a little bit of trouble wrapping him up.
No one being awarded the takedown points yet.
Nope. Still neutral right now. The players seem, well, they don't seem like it, but they must have to get confused sometimes with all those whistles going off.
Yes. We do have 2 matches, ladies and gentlemen, going on down here. We also have Olympic and Port Angeles on a map below us. So conflicting whistles and calls. Could be a little bit distracting down there.
It's like Eric's doing a little groundwork on Chris Hogan.
Definitely not in a good position for Chris.
No. Chris looks like he's trying to scooch him out of bounds.
Clever tactic. Scoot him out of bounds, and then they will have to reset.
Yeah. Have to reset their standing position. South's leading right now, 2-0.
Can I have a coach from South to South? Can I have a coach from South to South?
Oh.
Ooh, ouch. Looked a little painful. And Chris Hogan did choose the down position on that one.
Mm-hmm. It looks like he got out of Eric's grasp for a split second, but no, Eric took him down. Chris Hogan still on the ground, but it looks like he's trying to get back up. The look on his face just explains it all. The strain he must be in right now. Trying to get some escape points, Chris.
Talking about endurance once again. I know these guys put in a lot of hours of training. They do some off-season in the weight room. They during the season down in the mat room for several hours after school gets out.
It's like Chris trying to get out of bounds again. Oh, Chris got hand to the face right there. Looks like he's going to get an escape point. Oh, escape points right there for Chris.
All right, so we'll see what he does with it.
The end of round 2.
Chris Hogan looking a little frustrated.
Well, he's got to be frustrated. He's been on the ground for most of the second round there. Out of bounds call right there.
These are definitely some interesting positions. Very flexible young men. What are the common injuries for a wrestler, JP?
Basically more strains in the leg more than anything. I mean, they're getting stretched with the legs. They gotta have a lot of leg power, and if they're not fully stretched, they might pull muscle or strain something. That's one of the most common injuries that a wrestler has. Oh, Chris just got himself a little bit of trouble. Looking for some near fall points. Eric looks like he's got him in a
pretty good hold there.
Good hold, yeah.
Almost like a human pretzel.
Yeah. Like Chris trying to fight back.
Is there a difference between defense and offense? I mean, obviously Chris Hogan trying to get out of the position he's in, but is there certain tactics he would use in this situation where he wouldn't use others?
Basically just trying to get out of the hold right now. There really is no offense and defense unless you're leading by points. So.
All right, and unfortunately Shelton declared the winner in that match.
Next up, from South Kitsap.
This will bring us to the 152 weight class with Steve Medina and Shelton's Jared LaMarche.
Jared LaMarche.
All right, we have the 152 weight class, Steve Medina, South Kitsap, and Jared LaMarche for Shelton. Ooh, nice takedown right there.
So we have Steve Medina earning an escape point there,
Yep.
but coming out of bounds.
Ooh. 2 points for the takedown for Shelton. And we have a point for Steven Medina because Shelton looks like he had a little headlock on him, and that is illegal. Steven chooses to go down.
Consistently looking at the coaches, and the coaches are calling those on the down position.
Steven's still trying to come up from his bottom position. Trying to get some escape points right here. Out of bounds. And there's the flexibility I was talking about again. Steve Medina, his leg stretched up a little bit. Looks kind of painful. Steve Medina trying to fight his way out of here right now. Getting out of bounds, almost running into the cheerleaders. Wouldn't want to get them hurt.
Oh, definitely not, definitely not. South Kitsap cheerleaders always doing a nice job. This year's varsity wrestling cheer is made up of Kelsey Lyman, Sam Lubeck, Chelsea Center, and Amanda Haven. All seniors, and I believe they were all members of the football cheer earlier this fall, so they stay pretty busy as well.
Yeah. Score right now is 4-2, Shelton. Steve Medina doing some groundwork here. Escape point, Shelton. Brings the score to 5-2 here in the second round. Steve Medina trying to take him down once again. 2 points for the takedown for Steve Medina, which brings the score to 5-4, Shelton's favor.
Steve doing a nice job now trying to get that ankle up.
Steve Medina's got to hold on. Way to go out of bounds right there.
Now, the majority of these wrestlers, including Steve Medina down here, they will be wrestling again in just a matter of an hour or so against Port Angeles. Do you think exhausting themselves in one match will affect the second match at all?
Well, I can't really tell you because I don't know their endurance systems or anything, or how well they can rest. But you know, they have a whole hour between, so they have a good rest, and you know, just to drink some water and, you know, prep up for the next match.
All right, so we'll wait and see what happens.
Out of bounds once again. Score stands 6-4, Shelton's favor.
So South gets up overall, not coming out extremely strong. Should we be worried, JP?
No, I don't think so. As we go up higher in the weight class, we have a lot of good wrestlers. You know, some of the lower weight class still hasn't wrestled yet, so you know, really anything can happen.
All right, still to come in tonight's match, Brent Criswell. He was a placer at state last year. We have Kyle Saltzgaber, Lenny Schwartz, and Josiah Kipperberg as well.
Oh, see the whistle confusing once again due to the other match. Steve Medina trying to get out of this hold right here. Like Jared has pretty good hold of Steve. Steve's still straining to get out of there. You can see how hard they work to you know, get out of these holes and just put them on, because you see every single muscle in their body just straining. Oh, Steve trying to get out, trying to get an escape point. Well, almost got the escape point there.
Will we see him try to wiggle out of bounds again?
Yeah, looks like. Referee telling the cheerleaders to get out of the way, or to watch out.
All right, Steve looking a little tired. We'll see.
Score still stands 6-4 in the third round. Steve looking to get the win here. Steve's still trying to get out of this infamous hold Jared has.
Even some escape points would be decent right now at this point.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like the end right here. So we have another Shelton victory. Jared LaMarche over Steve Medina.
Shelton
Coming up next in the 160 weight class, Ori Perez, a junior here at South Kitsap, will be taking on a wrestler from Shelton. I believe that will be Britton Hakola. Ori is one of those athletes we'll see in a lot of sports this year. We've already seen him out on the football field doing some good things down there. Winter time and it's time to come indoors. Let's see what he has on the mat.
Score stands right now, South Kitsap 18 and Shelton 13. So we got a pretty close match.
And how will those forfeits be factored into the score, JP?
Every forfeit, the other team gets 6 points, so that's a big boost for them.
Right, so South Kitsap earning 2 forfeits already, counting up for some of those losses. And still one to come later on.
Still no takedown points awarded. As Ori and Britton look pretty evenly matched up right here. Ooh, both of them hit the ground at the same time.
And the points being awarded to Shelton.
Big reversal right there. Gives Shelton some points. Scores 2-4. South Kitsap right now.
Ori Perez quick out on that one.
Trying to get some escape point. Again, the flexibility.
Ooh, that looked a little painful, JP.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be slammed down on the ground like that. But South Kitsap scoring another point. The end of round 1. Score stands 2-5 in South Kitsap's favor.
All right, Ori Perez doing a nice job making up for some earlier losses in this match.
We're trying to get out of this hold right here. Britton looks like he has a pretty good hold on Ori, but Ori's still trying to get out of it.
And when he kicked up his feet like that, he was trying to flip over?
Just trying to flip over, loosen up the Britton's hold right there.
I saw during the warm-up some of the wrestlers doing somersault actions. Is that part of something that will factor in that position?
I really can't tell you right there.
Alrighty. So JP, how long were you a wrestler?
I've been doing it since about 5. I stayed in there till I got to junior high. So.
And was that part of the SK Pee Wee program?
SK Pee Wees.
All right.
A lot of good memories there. made a lot of good friends from wrestling. Still have some good friends there today. Two to 6 here in the second round in South's favor. We're doing a really good job. Stalling a little bit, but
Chad Ness up
2
on his
points.
feet now.
2 points for the takedown for Ori.
See the coaches getting a little more excited. Liking what they see though too. Always a good thing. Makes those locker room chats much more pleasant.
Coach is yelling at Ori, trying to tell him what he should do next.
Do you think that Ori Perez is paying attention to his coaches at this moment, or is
I think he's just trying to do his best to keep that lock in and keeping his ears open for his coaches.
all right?
Because there's a lot of noise in this room going on right now, so the coaches really have to yell, and if they do yell, then he has to keep his ears open and try his best to listen. Or he's scoring some near fall points.
Next up on that three, he's going to have his momentum. Jacob Weicher from Olympic Acceptance Northwest of Los Angeles. Jacob, please approach the stage.
Britton trying to get out of the hold. 3 near fall points for Ori. This brings the score to 13-2 South's favor.
You may see a pin right here.
You may see a pin. Pin.
That's a pin.
Ori Perez over Britton Hakola.
And a well-earned
Sorry
one
for
at that.
mispronouncing your name. So that's another 16 points for South.
On mat one, for South Kitsap, Frank Criswell, wrestling Ronald Yates from Shelton.
All right, getting the congratulations from his coaches. Now we'll move on to the 171 weight class. Brent Criswell of South Kitsap taking on Shelton's Ronald Yates. Now 171 weight class, that's pretty interesting. Why not 170?
Well, I don't really know the organization of weight classes, but it might just be the players and however many team members they have in the 171's weight classes.
I see.
Up on mat three, from Port Angeles, Jay Kennedy, from Olympic age level at 215 pounds.
So Brent Criswell here working for his own win. South Kitsap being awarded some points.
2 near fall points for South.
And then 1 also to the Highclimbers.
Score stands 5-1 South Kitsap.
Now we haven't seen it yet, but there are athletic medicine trainers, student trainers standing by, as well as the athletic trainer Patrick Olson. The student trainers for wrestling this year are seniors Justine Thayer, Katie Tenori, Melissa Johnson, Michelle Crissell, Christine Seiler, and Matt Boone. Now these trainers, they don't just come to the matches. They show up to every practice, putting in just as much time as the wrestlers themselves. In the classroom, they learn everything about the muscles and how to treat the injuries, and this gives them their real-world experience, many of them moving on to medical fields after they graduate.
That's where the big money is right there, is in medicinal sports or just being a doctor in particular. That's the end of the first round, with the score 5-1 in Brent's favor.
And Shelton will assume the down position.
Brent doing some pretty good moves on there, getting some near fall points right now. We have a pin.
And we have a pin. 2 in a row for South Kitsap.
Next up on mat 1, Lenny Schwartz from South Kitsap and Dale Speed.
Okay. So Brent getting his congratulations, and we'll move on to the 189 class. Senior Lenny Schwartz and Shelton's Dale Spees. Lenny, I know, is a well-liked senior here at South Kitsap. Very nice young man.
Team scores right now are South Kitsap 30 and Shelton 13. As we get this match between Lenny Schwartz and Dale Spees underway.
And the headgear right up the top coming off on Lenny Schwartz. But they get right back into it.
As you said, Lenny is a really nice guy off the mat, but when he's in the mat, he can be a pretty grueling guy.
Yeah, don't know that I would try to converse with him at the moment, that's for sure. That headgear giving him a bit of a problem. The referee asking him about it now, I suppose.
Lenny trying to get some takedown points. And there he goes. 2 points for the takedown. Lenny trying to get him in a pinning hold. So he's trying to flip him over.
Almost. Lenny, almost there. Almost there. We may have it. We may have it.
Getting some near fall points. He's looking to get
See all the photographers on their feet now. And we have a whistle.
Dale saved. By the whistle. 3 near fall points awarded for Lenny Schwartz.
And Lenny being checked out now by athletic medicine trainer senior Michelle Crissell. I believe we had some blood from the Shelton wrestler over on the sidelines now with some paper towels getting himself cleaned up. Looks like South Kitsap coaches will take the time now to converse with Lenny.
Give him some pointers there.
That's Ron Coppinger on the left. Like I said, he has high hopes for his son, also a senior wrestler, but right now out with an injury. So hopefully by the end of the season, we'll be able to see Kyle back out on the mat. Now, is there a limit to blood time, JP?
No, just as long as they get the blood all cleaned up and make sure everything's okay, then there really is no time set limit.
Okay.
For off time.
Just making sure things get taken care of.
And that's the end of the first round with Lenny 6 and Dale 0. Skate point for Lenny. Showing some fast moves down there. Lenny trying to get him in a fitting move right here. He may have it.
Almost there.
Trying to get both shoulders down.
The wrestler from Shelton just looking like he's in utter pain at the moment.
Lenny's still trying to get that other shoulder down.
From your experience as a wrestler, JP, is being in that hold position like the Shelton wrestler was just a moment ago, is that sometimes more difficult than the actual wrestling itself?
Well, in your mind, you're thinking, you know, you're about to get pinned, and you're using every single strain in your body to get out of it. And it is pretty tough to be in that position right there.
All right, we're getting into the heavyweights now. Moving into the 215 class, we have Joe Limmer, and from Shelton, Nathan Kimball. Can we get an update on the score, JP? Team score?
It looks like South Kitsap has a commanding lead with 36 points and Shelton 13.
And we lost the headgear there again. Kind of a nuisance. Will the time keep running on the clock?
No, the time is stopped when the whistle blows.
Okay.
Hearing some crowd excitement from the Port Angeles and Olympic game. Headgear is not just wanting to stay on his head. Out of bounds right there. 36 Looks like we have a correction on the score with South 36 and Shelton 11.
Okay, Joe struggling a little bit more than the last couple wrestlers we've seen from South Kitsap. Coach Chad Ness on his feet alongside that mat, just 6 feet away, but knows he can't help his wrestler.
Out of bounds.
He is definitely, Mr. Nass, that is very encouraging fellow and pretty well liked by most of the students here at South Kitsap. Teaches both the physical education and the science courses.
Joe trying to stay up there so Shelton doesn't get the takedown points. Ooh, there he
Oh.
goes down.
But those takedown points will definitely be awarded to Shelton for that one.
And from Olympic,
Joe struggling to get out. Trying not to get flipped over on his back because that is the worst position that you could be in, as we talked about earlier.
And he's back up, but that will be an escape point.
Looks like it. And then automatically going out of bounds. The escape point is awarded to South Kitsap. Score stands 2-1 in Shelton's favor. Shelton scoring 2 more takedown points, so the score will be 4-1. Looks like Joe trying to get out of Shelton.
And
Shelton looks like he has
if he
a
could just stop and
good hold. Ooh, Joe saved by the buzzer. Which is the end of the first round.
end of the first round.
Shelton scoring some near fall points there, which brings the score to 6-1. Shelton. Coach is looking with anticipation there a little bit, wanting Joe to prevail to increase South Kitsap's lead. Joe looking for the escape, but Nathan takes him right back down again.
And here's an interesting fact about those coaches. All 3 of the coaches sitting down there. In 1977, Ron Coppinger in the 115 class was a state championship. Dave Dias in 1979 in the 141 class. And Chad Ness in the 141 class in 1992. So all 3 of these wrestlers now coaches, and I believe most of them, including Mr. Ness, wrestling under former coach Ron Huderberg.
We have 2 reversal points for South, but then 1 point back to Shelton for the escape, which brings the score to 7-3. Shelton.
And Joe in a little bit of trouble.
Trying to get that shoulder off the ground.
I think we'll call that a lot of bit of trouble, JP.
Just a little. Joe trying to keep that shoulder up. And Joe gets pinned.
And a pin from Shelton.
Which brings the team scores to South Kitsap 36 and Shelton 17.
Next up on that one is South Kitsap 275, Kyle Salthaber.
All right. So a tough loss for Joe there, but don't worry, he'll have another chance coming up Saturday. These men will be over at the Central Invite. Next week, if you want to see the Wolves here at home, come and see them on the 22nd. They'll be home at 10 o'clock for the SK Invite. Here now we have in the 275 weight class, Kyle Saltzgaber taking on Shelton's Zach Corbett.
And every single wrestler that is wrestling tonight will have another chance versus Port Angeles.
That's true.
As we are well into Shelton's match in this doubleheader. Kyle getting the takedown points right there.
Kyle getting the takedown points. A little less acrobatic, definitely, but those guys are still working really hard.
They have all the moves down on the ground. trying to get out of holes and escaping. It's like Shelton with the escape point right there.
End of round 1, JP?
No, it just looks like they're in a little bit of illegal locks there.
Okay. That was my second guess.
Mm-hmm. You know the round is over when the guy with the towel comes out and taps the referee on the back just to let him know, because it is really loud down here and referee can't really hear the buzzer, so he has to come down
tonight
with
with no buzzers, but
yeah.
2 whistles
Right.
from the simultaneous matches.
Kyle with the 2 reversal points. South Kitsap is leading 4-1 in this match. One point for the escape for Shelton.
Alright, looks like it's switched around, Kyle.
Some near fall points given to Shelton. Both are completely exhausted of using every strength they have left in their body. And Kyle is pinned by Zach Corbett.
Looks like Zach was the one that ate his Wheaties this morning, JP.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move now to the lower weight classes. 3 matches left tonight. The final one will be a forfeit. Right now in the 103 weight class, we have Josiah Kipperberg taking on Shelton's James Ziski.
And the team scores right now. Shelton looks like they're calling back, but South still holding that lead, 36-23.
Now, last year, Josiah Kipperberg had a brother placing 6th at state, the year before 7th. So another family of wrestlers here at South Kitsap.
It is kind of weird to go from a 275 weight class to a 103. You can really see the difference in their bodies and their weight.
Arms especially looking a little bit smaller.
Yeah. Josiah having some near fall points. Trying to get the other shoulder down. With Josiah's takedown and near fall points, he has the lead from South Kitsap 5 and Shelton 0 right now. Josiah's trying to flip him over.
Looks like he has the arms caught down there.
The match between Olympic and Grand.
Josiah not letting him go anywhere. And that's the end of round 1.
All right, so definitely Josiah coming out strong in the first round.
Coach is looking for another win after that tough loss from Joe.
And Kyle Schultz gave her in the last match.
Maybe wrestlers should be ready to go when we started the Duel match earlier.
Very interesting position there, I must say.
Yeah, you get in some pretty weird positions and trying to take control over the other guy.
One thing we haven't seen so far tonight is just a clear-out victory. I mean, Shelton has definitely brought South Kitsap a bit of a challenge tonight in the individual rounds.
Josiah still has him down. Looks like James is trying to fight back, blocking his legs. Score still stands 5-0 for Josiah. And that is the end of round 2. Score still 5-0 in South's favor.
So just one round left to go for Josiah Kipperberg and James Siski. Josiah's up by 5 points right now. He's looking for, is James looking for a pin right now? Is that the only thing that's going to save him?
They can both stand up. He can get some takedown points. Get some takedown points. He can get some near fall points. He's basically just looking for points right now, but really everyone's just looking for a pin. That's the quickest way and takes a lot less strength overall.
Could the Olympic coach please approach the announcement?
And I see the 2 points for the takedown for South, which gives Josiah another 2 points. Two reversal points for South. And 2 reversal points for Port Angeles. Oh, excuse me, Shelton.
Shelton, I believe.
Sorry about that. Score is 9-2 in the Third round.
Now we gotta hand it to SK Athletic Director Steve Reichman. He's been kind of running the whole show tonight, announcing the participants of both matches at the same time. He's down there right now speaking with referees and coaches, and he's doing a great job. So we gotta kudos to him tonight. Josiah hanging in there, JP.
Josiah's been pretty much dominating this match with 10 points over 3 that Shelton has. It's been wrestling his heart out this match, as I'm sure every single South Kitsap wrestler will do tonight. Looks like a hand to the face on Shelton, which gives Kyle another point. Excuse me, Josiah, not Kyle.
Second half more on that one. South Kitsap leads 11-3 over Shelton.
Josiah trying to get him on his back for the pin. And that is the end of the match.
All right, so Josiah's hard work definitely paid off there.
That match puts South Kitsap at an even team 40 points against Shelton's 23.
Okay, coming into the next round will be South Kitsap's Robbie Luter in the 112 weight class, taking on Shelton Highclimbers' Casey Chamberlain. Robbie is another one of those young men who's been wrestling probably his whole life. Much quicker movement in this lower weight class competition right here.
2 points for the takedown goes to Shelton.
All right, Robbie doing a good job getting out of that situation.
Robbie trying to get out of this hold. Casey really looking to flip Robbie over on his back.
And at that point, Robbie looks like he's thinking, oh no, what do I do now? Trying to work it out in his head, maybe.
His both shoulders off the ground. 3 takedown points for Shelton. 3 near fall points for Shelton. Which brings the score to Casey 5 and Robbie 0. Robbie 1, actually.
So correct me if I'm wrong, JP, but at this point, Robbie Luter is out there for himself. Whether he wins or loses this match, South Kitsap will prevail in this match, correct?
Yes, that is correct. After this match, there is a forfeit against South Kitsap's John Belushi, so that gives South another 6 points, and Shelton is trailing by 17 points right now, so there's no way that they can come back.
All right, so Robbie out there on his own, for his own. Representing South Kitsap very well so far.
Mm-hmm. South Kitsap's coach is trying to give Robbie some pointers on what to do. Trying to get some escape points right here.
That's a hard call.
Trying to get the escape, but going right back down. Casey getting near fall points.
And a near pin on Robbie Luter. We'll see what Robbie does from here.
Robbie's using
Will
every
he
bit of
have
strength.
one last bit? Will he make it? What do you think, JP?
I can't really tell you right now. It looks like he's getting out of it.
Looks like he's gonna get out.
The score is still piling up for Shelton right now. As Casey just scored 3 near fall points, so that brings Casey with 8 points and Robbie with 1. But I think that's better than getting a pin. And that is the end of the round. Ooh. Robbie slamming Casey on the ground pretty hard. Robbie's looking for the pin. Trying to hold on to him as much as he can. Out of bounds call by the ref right there.
All right, Robbie trying to stay strong. Got to be a tough spot right there. Knowing you're down and knowing your match doesn't really count toward the team score quite as much. But wanting to prove it to himself probably more than anything.
Yeah. It's always hard when you know you're limited of time and the points are stacked up against you. You just trying to get your mindset for that pin that you want to get so badly because you want to win this match. Coaches trying to give him some pointers.
And some points being awarded to Shelton.
For the reversal.
Robbie just merely pushing him away.
Out of bounds once again. Casey Chamberlain is dominating in this matchup against Robbie Luter. Score stands 13-1.
Things just not looking good for Robbie Luter at the moment.
And there's the final buzzer.
And there's the bell. So we will now receive the forfeit to John DeLucia in the 119 weight class. What's this going to bring the scores to, JP?
Right now, Shelton just scored 4 points for that win, which brings the score to 40-27. But with the forfeit right now, South Kitsap scores 6 points, which brings the final score South Kitsap 46 and Shelton 27.
All right, so South Kitsap will add to the winning streak in a dual match. This isn't the end of South Kitsap wrestling tonight, though. In just a few minutes, South Kitsap will be taking on the wrestlers from Port Angeles. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here at match number 2 of this wonderful night here at South Kitsap High School. This is a special double dual wrestling event. If you've been watching so far, you've witnessed South Kitsap defeat Shelton 46-27, and on the same evening, you'll see South Kitsap take on Port Angeles. I'm Kyle Vetter, senior here at South Kitsap, and with me in the booth tonight is Zach Riddle.
Thanks, Kyle. Well, we've seen a lot of good stuff from South this year, and I'm just wondering what kind of matchup this is going to be. And what's it going to be like for these guys to wrestle twice in one evening?
Well, I think that tonight this will be a fairly easy matchup. I don't know. South has been pretty dominant here as of late in the wrestling world because I think they've won 110-something matches in a row in dual meets. So I think they'll be pretty well off tonight. Since it's their second match, though, they might be a little bit winded. But anyways, in the booth, we do have a wrestler. South Kitsap's own Kyle Coppinger is in the house tonight.
Hey, what's going on?
So he was in here. He has a broken hand, but so it looks like he'll be taped up and ready to go. When, Kyle?
Well, we're hoping to get me out next week and get ready for the tournament we're holding next Saturday, which is actually the South Kitsap Invite.
That's cool. That's cool. Anyways, right now on the mat we got Brandon Kelly against Nick Hafner from Port Angeles.
I've wrestled with Brandon Kelly before, and he's a pretty good wrestler. He's really come a long ways in wrestling for a long time since he's a little kid, and he's really good on the mat. Performs really well.
Yeah, Brandon Kelly and I, man, we've been wrestling since we were 5, going up through Pee-wees. He went to the Marcus with you, and we wrestled together. Now we're on the same team. It's been really good. He's having a good season. Hoping to look for another state participant this year.
Yeah, he was there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there last year.
Cool.
Looks like he's working for position right now.
He's very technical in his wrestling.
Very technical.
He really pulls through. He really performs really well.
Right now it's 0-0, so. Goes for the
Working for the 2-point takedown.
What you got to do for the takedown, just to remind you folks at home, is you have to get around to the other side of your partner or your. Whoa.
See, now in a tournament, they'd usually call that unsportsmanlike conduct because when you're going out of bounds, you normally, you want to stop wrestling. I think that's a little unsportsmanlike right there, especially into our own South Kitsap cheerleaders, right, guys?
Good call.
I think that might pump Brandon up a little bit, maybe a little bit.
Brandon, also like his older brother, has a real short temper out there.
I remember
he likes to wrestle hard.
I wrestled with him in junior high. You get him that spark, you get him going, you do the wrong thing, you're done wrestling. He'll take out his opponent. He's really good at doing that.
Working for position right now.
He's kind of got him in a headlock there. Kind of wait for the shoot, and there he goes for it.
He's trying for a barrel roll right now.
It's a risky move.
That is a risky move because what you do is you cross your shoulders. At any time, somebody gets stopped there where you're at.
Almost on the mat.
You're on your back.
So that's the end of the first round. So right now it's tied, Brandon Kelly and Nick Hafner 0-0. So this looks like it could be a When that goes down to the wire.
Might go down the wire, is what we like to say. Now, 135, man. Poor Kelly. He's got a pretty tough weight class at state this year at 4A. He's got a lot of returning state placers, and including Brandon Kelly, who took 8th last year at state.
I think we could see him go pretty far this year at state.
I think so too.
Maybe pull a state champ this year.
That's a goal.
Not letting him escape there.
Out of
Just
bounds.
reminding folks at home, escape is worth 1 point. If they're in the down position and the person gets out, both standing up from their feet, that's an escape. 1 point. Just kind of working his arms in there. It's the idea when you're in that position to work them.
Yeah, try to get in the
Get
right
him tired.
position, definitely.
Brandon, he's pretty good on top. You know, wrestling through him within the years, I pretty know how he wrestles, and he's pretty good. You think you got him one place, and then he's just like that Brent Criswell. You think you got him, but you don't.
There he goes.
Kind of roll him over.
Oh, so Kyle, when do you expect to be back? You know, you gonna be back next week, or?
I just got cleared for the doctors yesterday, and today worked out the team today before our match, and so tomorrow, Friday, will be my first time coming back, and since the Auburn invite.
Cool. So you'll be ready to go.
Be ready to go next week.
When's your next match? Or?
Now, when they say out of bounds, both their knees or their feet have to be touching out of bounds for it to be out. So if one person's out of bounds, the other person's feet are still in, it's still in bounds.
So it looks like their next meet will be at the Central Kitsap Invite on the 15th. So we're looking forward to that.
That's a pretty tough tournament. A lot of good schools going to be there. Tahoma, a much anticipated match between Brent Criswell and former state champion from last year, Mike Johnson. It's going to be a good match.
Now, Criswell got second in state last year.
Criswell got
That's who he
second.
lost to, correct?
Yes, correct. So they'll see them this weekend on Saturday, and it's a much anticipated match, and all the papers are on the internet and stuff. So rooting for Brent.
It'd be good to see that. He got the 1 for reverse, 2 for reversal.
2-point reversal right there by Port Angeles Nick Hafner.
And out of bounds. The match is now 2-0 Port Angeles.
Here, that's the second round. So
Second round still.
Now, what's good about Brandon is you can't really hold this kid down. You know, he's got a lot of spirit and get up real quick.
See, something like that, like we were talking about earlier, that timber thing, something like that, a 2-0 right there with him leading, that can set him off and really get him pumped up, and he'll really go for that win.
Ooh, now see, that's what we call a slam. It's potentially dangerous. Now, it's the duty of a wrestler when you pick him up. It's the duty of the wrestler that's picking the guy up to bring him down safely to the mat.
Something like that you can do in freestyle wrestling more.
Yeah, I did freestyle during the summer, and even something like that, it's pretty close to call. You got to be able to bring that guy down safely.
Exactly.
Looks like
Something like that right there, like we were saying again, is going to set Brandon off.
it's going to set Brandon off. But right now, it looks like he's down.
now that's 1 point for that, and then looks like they gave him only 1 point.
Yeah, it's 1 point for the slam itself, and if he doesn't get up, then Brandon will win. He'll win by injury default.
Yep.
Yep.
Injury default. Okay.
It
Because
looks like he's
only
holding his eye there.
Exactly. But he'd only win because it was a slam. He called it a slam. Now, if he would have bring him down safely and Brandon would have got hurt,
Then there wouldn't have been that.
Brandon would have had to forfeit.
Gotcha. That definitely looked painful from up here, so looks like he's still down there.
Coaches look like they're having a little discussion there. Athletic medicine, they do a lot for these wrestlers and a lot of other sports, and they're seeing what they can do.
Much respected.
And the athletic medicine, they only have a certain amount of time to check him out. And the head athletic medicine, Mr. Olson, he can
Call
Yeah,
it
that's
good,
correct, Kyle. Actually, you have 5 minutes to stop blood.
blood
You have
time.
5 minutes for blood time. And I think it's 2 minutes for injury time. Once that clock runs out on either or, then you either have to forfeit or get up and start
And
wrestling.
we can see the ref right there looking at his watch.
And the Port Angeles coaches are trying to talk to their kid, trying to see what he's thinking there.
I've seen BK, Brandon Kelly is what we like to call him, BK. I've seen him go through a lot of stuff in junior high and stuff like that, and seeing him get hurt like this, he gets back up and he'll keep going at it.
Oh, definitely. He played football for the first time this year as a senior, and he started the last 3 games of the season at corner. He came out, was kicking some butt, man. So he's definitely tough.
Looks like he's going to be able to come back and get after him. And like we were saying, Zach, again, it's really only going to really make him mad. So he's going to get up there.
So let's wait here a moment and see what the final decision is. Round of applause by everyone around.
So it looks
you can
like
see that look in his eye right now. He's got that look like he's going out. He's just going to go out there and tear it up.
He had that same look going into the third race match. Oh,
One.
And like we said before, like Kyle was telling us, that clock ran out, so the forfeit goes to Brandon.
now that's probably a wise move that he didn't go back and wrestle because, you know, we're halfway. We're getting ready to go into a big tournament on Saturday, so might as well just stop right now, you know.
Looks like he's off to the training room right now. He's going to get his head checked out, I would imagine.
I know something like that makes Brandon mad, not being able to finish a match like that. Really hurts him.
Now we have coming up here at 140 pounds, Bobby Andrisi and Steve Pedersen from Port Angeles. So.
140 weight class.
Arnsey, man, he really, he's got a lot of talent, especially for a sophomore.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a sophomore this year. So
I'm glad that he's in, you know, why I'm injured, that he's in that place. He's won a lot of tough matches this year for us. Came up, stepped up when time was needed.
There's a good block right there, you know, not letting them get the takedown. A lot of times what you want to do when they go for the takedown is sometimes you can throw them to the side and get the takedown yourself, get behind them, get the 2 points. A lot of times in wrestling, it's not just about the pin. It's trying to get the points, you know, so you can win.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to have the pin, you know.
It's nice to have the pin. That's what every South Kids at wrestlers thinking when they're going out there is for the pin. But
sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. You get a tough kid, just like Brandon had, you know. Sometimes it
you just got to work.
Comes down to who's got the best technique.
Yeah. So Kyle, this season so far, you know, have you guys been pretty much dominant over everyone, or?
Yes, we've done so well. This team, we got a lot of returning guys. Me, Brandon, Josiah, Brent. We got a really strong team this year. So all of our guys we've had in our Narrows League so far, we've pretty much dominated.
That's good.
He got 2 points for the takedown right there, and he looks like he's trying to get the escape or the reversal there.
There he goes.
So you got to hold him in there. You got to work him.
Oh,
so he got 2 reversal.
2-point reversal from
right
Port
there,
Angeles.
So it's 2-2 right now.
First round. You know, a lot of this team, how they're good, reason why South is good is the coaching. Coaching very well. I know a lot of the coaches are champions themselves, state champs. And
That's an interesting fact you brought up, Zach. I think this is the only coaching staff in Washington State, maybe even the country, that has three
of them.
state champs from the same high school.
That are all head coaches.
All head coaches.
this year.
Ron Coppinger, who was a state champ in 1978, was only the second state champ South's ever had. Dave Dias, who wrestled with Ron, was a state champ in 79. And I think Mr. Nass, Chad Nass, was
92.
92.
And this is their first year as head coaches because Coach Heederberg retired as of last year. So
Yeah,
That's right. And they split that up to be co-head coaches, which is a good thing. It works out pretty well.
So right now we're going in the round 2 right now, and it's 2-2.
You know, I saw Heederberg. You know, he's in here in the crowd tonight. He's watching this, and I bet you he wishes he could be down there helping. But Mr. Nass is doing a good job leading this team this year. He's done really well.
Looks like we have a little timeout right here. Injury timeout or something. Trainers are checking out.
Maybe a little blood time here.
Oh. Once again on that other mat, we got Shelton and Olympic going at it. So this is a pretty crazy gym right now.
Looks like he chose the up position right there.
Was that Port Angeles' choice or was that South's choice?
Port Angeles
It was
shows the
Port
down
Angeles.
position.
Which is a wise move. Usually when I get my choice, I'll take down because you get that extra point, you know.
If you get,
You get
the
up.
escape.
and
Yeah,
then
definitely.
you take
Exactly.
it down. South Kitsap
What he's
makes
trying to
us-
do is he's trying to throw him down, swing him behind him, it looked like. Staying behind him, not letting him get out of that. You don't want to get in the 1-point escape or anything. This match is so close, every point counts.
That's right. Both wrestlers don't want to give up anything.
It's 2-2 still in the second round.
This is kind of two different wrestlers right here. One of them's taller and skinny, and one of them's more shorter and stocky. So, Kyle, which in this type of position, which one would have the better advantage?
Well, it's tough to say. It comes down to technique. I mean, flexibility has a huge factor in it, and so does muscle. Prime example, Brent Criswell. He's a tall, lanky guy. Doesn't really have that much muscle, but look where he's at. They had a second place finish at state last year.
Yeah.
You know, I've been over to Criswell's house before, and he's got a wrestling mat there, so he does a lot of wrestling, and his technique is just so well too, just so good.
Looks like we're having a blood timeout or something right now.
Yeah, you heard his hand or something like that, might be.
It's kind of
Took a
hard to
check
tell.
in his nose.
He's got his back to us, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was his nose. Oh, you know, earlier, like I said, I was working out with the team earlier today after school, and poor Bobby got a bloody nose by Brady Winslow today, who's not wrestling 145. He didn't make weight, but that's a different story. So he had a bloody nose earlier today. Get that stopped.
Again, he's in a down position. So we got South in down position this time, and PA, Port Angeles up on top. Might get the escape there. Oh, I
There he
got
goes.
1 point escape.
1 point escape. So.
Scores,
good.
Score is now 4-3.
Now Bobby gets a takedown here. He's going to put him ahead. And South Kitsap trains our wrestlers that right after we get a stand-up, we're going to go right in. So it's not going to be a 1 point escape. It's going to be a 1 point escape and a 2 point takedown.
Yeah. Kind of turns the table
It
real
looks
quick.
like he's trying to throw him. That's one good technique, and you have him in a headlock like that, in that position right there. Throw him to the side, get behind him, get the takedown, just like that, or try to throw him both out of bounds there.
Out of bounds, yep.
And that's what Port Angeles is pretty good at, that getting behind and actually working it. As you can see, that what's happened to Brandon.
It's like
Unfortunately, he got slammed.
Port Angeles and South Kitsap coaches are talking a little bit, it seems like. Looks like another timeout or something's going on.
What's going on down there?
Well, it's tough to say, but it's pretty cool is that our coaches, they're pretty on top of the scoring and what happens, and usually we come out ahead because they're so focused and know what's going on. It's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Looks like that coach is a little bit upset over something, but can't quite tell what.
Bobby's out
Bobby's
there.
ready to go,
Bobby's
man.
ready to
Bobby
go,
out
man.
there, just
Jumping
warming
around.
up, keeping going.
The South Kitsap cheerleaders.
They're looking
Oh,
fine
waving at the
tonight.
camera, huh?
Yeah.
So, this is a pretty interesting thing. It's kind of like a little mini tournament, I guess.
Yeah, which, like I said, on next weekend, we're going to have South Kitsap invite. And we have the
There'll be how many teams did you say? Like
9, I think about
Nine,
9.
yeah.
9, I think 9, maybe 11. But it's pretty cool. I think we have 5 mats in here, and then we narrow it down to 2 mats, as you see right now, into the finals.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
it's a tough tournament. A lot of good schools. We got Evergreen who comes up here, North Kitsap, Central Kitsap, Peninsula.
It's kind of like a district type thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like a district tournament, but Evergreen comes up from Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, that's cool.
Peninsula, we saw them earlier. That was a close match. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah, over at Peninsula, right?
That was a good match. We came out ahead.
Looks like we're about ready to get back underway here.
No, we also have another match going on here. It's the Olympic versus Shelton. They're doing pretty well over there too.
I don't know if you guys caught the Olympic match yesterday. You guys catch that?
Yeah,
Oh, we were pretty victorious over Olympic yesterday.
that's good to hear. We got quite the crowd here tonight 'cause we got 4 schools here, including South. Lot of fans here coming out to watch the matches.
I don't know what the time delay is or whatever right here, but
Not exactly sure what's going on. I wonder if that coach had some problem.
all right, looks like we're about ready to get back underway.
All right. Looks like we got that confrontation overwards, and we get back to wrestling, right?
Good call.
Are they both in that position or whatever that?
Well,
You can
looks like
defer
they're
it.
both up.
Sometimes people like to defer it to the other team, let them choose. Sometimes you can choose up, down.
When it's their choice, right, Zach? I
Correct.
think when the time got called, the coaches called that they were both up, so they come back to the position that they're already from. But like you
Sure.
said, after the round, when it's their choice, you have the decision to up, down, neutral, or defer.
And here we are. It's kind of round 3, it looks like, or round 2. Excuse me. We're going into round 3.
Looks like Bobby chose down. Once again, like I was saying, South Kitsap's most dominant move is standing up from the bottom. So let's see if Bobby tries to work that approach.
And here comes Athletic Medicine out here. They clean up the mat when it gets bloody, and they're out there to help protect the players too. So have a little blood time out right now, and it's 4-3 in favor of.
That looks like South Kitsap's Katie Tannery and who is that?
It's kind of hard to tell from all the way
Kind of
up
hard
here,
to tell from up here.
All right, here we go.
Looks like you're going back to the match.
Bobby's down.
Quick escape, hopefully. Maybe a reversal.
Like I said, man, that dominant stand-up that we work on, man, it's pretty deadly.
Now, in a position like that, when he was kind of on top of him, you got to sprawl out more. Get his arms off your legs a little easier. Still got him down there. Looks like
there
you might
goes.
get
It gets up. Oh, so they're going out of bounds.
Now, if you're taking somebody out of bounds off of a takedown, your feet are still in bounds and the bodies are out of bounds. That still counts as a 2-point takedown.
Yeah, I've heard that.
A lot of people, what they'll do is they get close to a pin, they'll have them over on their back, and they'll keep their toes pointed down, just kind of standing up in there on the inside of the circle still, and then still in bounds. It looks like he's rolling him over. Oh, he's got the leg. Now, the idea when he has his leg like that is to suck it up into your chest and maybe almost get a reversal there.
So, Kyle, back to your hand. I don't know if you really want to talk about it or not, but how exactly did it happen? Or
Well, the
Just
last
during-
time I wrestled was 4 weeks ago at our very first tournament. It's called the Auburn Invitational. A lot of tough schools. It was the first time that our team actually seen a wrestling in the year. I came down to the finals, me and a guy named Jason Reddings, and I went to take a shot. I got stuck in the guy's singlet. And, I was coming around to finish my shot, and I got caught in the singlet, and it broke. So that's what happened.
Oh, I understand.
Not a big deal, though. I finished off beating him, ended up beating him. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Once again, South Kitsap cheerleaders doing a great job. Good support.
All right, we're about ready to get back here. And up next, we're going to have Chris Hogan at the 145 class. And so we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, we got
Looks like
Chris
they're kinda
Hogan
fighting
that
for
comes
it.
up next. He's taking Brady Winslow's spot tonight.
Is
Chris Hogan.
Brady Winslow? Oh, yeah, you're talking about earlier how he did.
Yeah, he didn't make weight. That's too bad. He was 0.7 pounds over.
Oh,
See, that's
That's-
tough sometimes for wrestlers. I know that. I've been there trying to make weight sometimes. A lot of times what you can do is that you can sweat it off hopefully during practice or wearing a lot of layers. Just stuff like that. Just keep working hard and wear it off.
Working for that
there he
takedown.
goes, yeah.
Now in that position, usually you want to climb up the body just like a ladder, like kind of like you're
What he's
hugging
trying
a
to do
tee.
is push
So
himself
climb
up.
it in, maybe hooking the legs.
And it's
there
going
you
for
4-4
that.
right now,
That
so
kid put himself
Awesome.
in a bad position right there.
That was ideal. That's what you want to do right there.
And he's getting near fall points right here. It looks like this
We're
could
up
get the
6-4.
match for him.
there he goes.
That was
3
much
near
needed
fall.
right there. We would have been going into tied 4-4.
There he got it.
Looks like
So
he
the
got
final
him.
Got
score
it at
is
the end.
9-4 in the third round in favor of South Kitsap's Bobby Arnsey.
Like I was saying, Kyle, Bobby Arnsey's been coming in, wrestling some tough matches for us and taking it out. You remember, he's only a sophomore, guys.
So how many sophomores are there on this team? Is he the only one, or
No,
does
actually,
it matter week to week depending on?
Yeah, it really matters week to week and what we got, who's injured, who's not. But typically, man, they're all out through the lineup, so it's just good.
Yeah.
Young team, which means we're gonna have some returners next year.
Means they'll be solid for years to come. So
Now, if I'm correct, I remember in junior high, what they do is that every week usually have a match between the people in the weight class see who gets the varsity spot. Do you guys do that?
Yeah, we also
Often?
do
How often
that.
guys
If
do
you
that?
ever venture down to the boys' varsity locker room, we have a challenge board, and what the challenges mean is you have to challenge for a varsity position. So if me and you are wrestling, Zach,
Yeah.
and I'm varsity, and you want to be varsity, then you'd say, hey, Kyle, I want to challenge you. So you get on the challenge board, you get your name up on the challenge board, and you can challenge me for the varsity position.
I'd challenge you.
Right on, let's go.
all right, and here we go at the 145.
We got Chris Hogan in here against Nick Lorian, and looks like this is gonna be a good matchup. They're both real aggressive. It looks like. Kyle, how is Chris Hogan? How does he wrestle like?
And Chris is another one of those guys that when you can call on him, we can bring him up. You know, he came in unexpected that he's gonna wrestle varsity. Thought
There he
Brady
goes.
was there, but look what he's doing. You know,
Getting near fall points there.
He also is very tough. He plays football.
Great
in the
football
fall.
player.
So
Now, what grade is he in?
he's a junior.
Cool.
He'll be another returner next year.
He looks like he's real aggressive.
he played a lot this year at wide receiver. So he knows the toughness part of any sport really. So
That's right. He's a tough guy, and I know that Coach Searson likes us wrestlers because we can teach some of the football guys get up and get after him. Working
Looks
for a
like
cradle right now.
Yeah.
looks like this could be. Oh, and that's a
and he
quick
comes
one.
out with a fall. That's awesome.
That cradle's a tough move, you know. Once you're in that cradle, it's hard to get out. You really got to fight. You really got to kick out of it, you know.
So there's a quick pin right there.
Another
So
win.
I'll start off with 3 wins right now, 1 pin.
It looks like our next matchup with Steve Medina here, it's going to be a forfeit. Now, I know Steve Medina was actually kind of hurt recently, too. Do you know about that, Kyle?
Yeah, he actually sprained his ankle earlier tonight when we had to wrestle Shelton. He ran out there with his ankle taped, and he did a good job. I mean, it takes a lot of guts going out there and hurt. I know how that is, you know. He did a good job. We're proud of him.
Now, Dylan Watkins was wrestling for him, correct?
Yeah, Dylan Watkins, another guy, man. We have not a young team. He's only a junior, and he's another one of those guys, man. If we can call on him, he can come up. That's the beauty about our team. We're all ready and prepared to wrestle.
I wrestled Dylan once. He's pretty tough.
He's a tough kid.
He's real aggressive.
Looks like we got a forfeit
It looks
for
like
him.
we got
so.
Dylan Watkins going out there right now for the forfeit.
Well, yeah, we're not going to be able to see him wrestle tonight, but maybe in the near future. Maybe if
That's an easy one. Easy
Yeah,
win
very
for us.
talented.
So.
Now the score is 24 to Portland 0, and in favor of SK.
looks like
Now
Dylan's got a
pins are
smile on
worth
his face.
6 points, and forfeits are also worth 6 points, correct?
Yes,
And a technical fall is
5
5
points.
points.
And here we come with Ori Perez, 160 pounds against Wyatt Davidson. Ori, another football player. We have a lot of football players on this team as well.
Yes,
don't we?
and again, like I said, he is also a junior. So here it goes back to that young team, but which is good for the next years. He was victorious over Shelton earlier today.
That's good to hear. He's real aggressive. He's a tough kid. Maybe might try to go for the throw, maybe the throw and takedown. Gonna throw him to the side. Get a little easier for the takedown.
Brady's one of those offensive wrestlers. He'd rather be taking people down than getting taken down. Looked
Not
like he
gonna
missed
let
the
him
head
get
and
that.
arm right there. Ooh, that was good.
There he goes. Oh.
Oh.
Stepping over. Maybe he's going to hook up that leg
Yeah, if he sucks that leg in with his, there you go.
at the 2 point. That was good. You know,
Two.
wrestling, we come up with those scrambles. Sometimes you just got to scramble, go with the move, and just don't stop.
Exactly.
Prime example what Ori just did right there.
So
That looks
there's
like he's trying to do is he's trying maybe to hook that arm, pull that arm over, maybe get some near far or go for the Nelson right there. You got to be careful with that Nelson. You can't go for the full Nelson because it's illegal.
It's illegal, yeah.
Yeah, full Nelson's when you put both your hands up underneath the arms and lock them on the head. Puts a lot of pressure on your neck. That's probably why it's illegal.
Yeah.
So right now it's 2-0 in favor of Ori from South.
It's a very good move though.
The full Nelson?
No, the half Nelson.
The half Nelson. The
Yes.
half Nelson is very good.
So
Like
Ori's
the
setting
hammer
up.
lock there.
Yep.
He's going to work for a move that we like to call the Auburn. You shoot that arm through, lock it up with the other one, and come around the head. It's a very tight move.
That's out of bounds right there, so.
Now, another thing I see that you can do, but I don't see too much of, is when you're in the up position, you can kind of trip. You can put your leg behind him, kind of trip him, and get on top of him and go for the takedown. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's called the inside trip. It's very
It's a risky move.
it's a risky move, but you do it right, you can get some good
Because
points
it
off
could be
it.
easily turned on you. You got to be quick about it. You got to go.
There we go. We're
quick.
out of bounds again. So one thing I noticed about South most of the time is if it's out of bounds or timeout or something, they're usually the first ones back to the center of the mat to get going. Is there you guys like disciplined, you know, or just is that just your work ethic, just to make sure you're always ready to go? And
Yeah, it's work ethic that our coaches, all three of them drilled into us.
that's like many sports.
Ori
here,
with a
so.
2-point takedown after Port Angeles got an escape. Puts the score to 4-1.
Good
Times-
performance here still by Ori.
Yeah, time's winding down here in the first round, so.
Man, what a loud crowd we got tonight, man. They are getting riled up. Got some good matches wrestling tonight at South Kitsap.
And there we go. It's the end of the first round here at the 160 weight class. It's 4-1 in favor of South Kitsap's Ori Perez.
Looks like Ori chose a down position. Maybe he's going to look for that South Kitsap stand-up. And he goes to trying it.
Oh,
That is another risky move too.
That's called the Granby. We were just going over that this year.
There he goes.
Now the ideal is when you're rolling through, you catch that leg and end up on top of the guy.
Yeah.
And so that counts as a 2-point reversal, and you hold him there for a 3 or for a 5 count, then you get 3-point near fall. So altogether, that's a 5-point move.
Now 3 count is a 2-point near fall, correct?
Correct. The referee counts while the guy's shoulders are exposed to the mat. If he counts to a count of 3,
there's
that's
a
a
1-point
2-point
escape
near
right
fall.
there. So it's now 5-1.
The one thing I noticed in this match is Ori hustles a lot. I noticed that when he kind of
There he
break
goes.
up, he runs back to the center, you know, real quick about it. Not wasting any time.
That's right. He's eager to wrestle, and, you know, it pays off in the wrestling room. He does a good job, hustles, hard wrestler, doesn't give up. He's not one of those that wants to give up anything, which is good. That's what kind of wrestlers we need. That's what
Exactly.
kind of wrestlers we have.
And he also got 2 more points there for another takedown. So
Looks
he's
like
now
he might go for a near
7-1.
fall here. He might get it.
He's got him over on his
Counting.
back almost.
Working for the pin.
3-point near fall.
Ori using
There he
every
goes.
muscle, sucking that head up.
Got him on his back.
Oh, it's close. These guys do get that.
Look
other
at that
shoulder down.
expression on the Port Angeles guy's face. You know that's a tight move that Ori's got on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
There goes the pin.
great job by
Good
Ori
sportsmanship right there by Ori. Helps him up.
Another 6 points towards South's score.
So there he goes, hustling again. You know, it's just straight hustle, hustle, hustle all the time.
One thing I like about wrestling is after each match you go and congratulate the coaches of the other team. You know, it really shows good sportsmanship.
Perez. Yeah, it's a sport of respect, you know.
Exactly.
Just like any other sport, you gotta respect your opponent.
Now I believe the score should be 30-0.
Right now. And here comes Brent Crizzle at the 171 weight class. And he'll have another forfeit as well. So pretty easy
Disappointing. I
night
really
for
wanted
him.
to see him wrestle tonight. He's a good wrestler.
And it's probably a wise choice for Port Angeles to forfeit their guy for one of the #1 guys in the state
Good
right
call.
now is Brent Criswell.
I believe he was 9th in the nation a couple years ago, correct? And he
I-
would have been 7th, but he actually had an injury.
He had an injury to his shoulder. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's for
Now his-
freestyle.
Exactly. His dad really pumps him up for that, you know. His
Freestyle.
dad really encourages him. His dad wrestled in high school, and you know, he just really encourages Brett to do his best as he can. He's training all the time, you know.
Yeah, and now we got Lenny Schwartz at the 189 weight class against Stevie Valdez, and it's now 36-0 favor South. So it looks like this might be a.
Now I wrestled with Lenny, and he's really, from what I remember, he's really good at hustling, and he's works
You know,
pretty hard.
Lenny, man, he's one of my
I was
favorite
gonna
guys.
say
in
he's like the
wrestling.
nicest guys in the world
One of the
too.
nicest guys you ever meet. Really good guy. He's got a lot of class, but when you get him out on the wrestling mat, he's a whole different person. He's not the high, happy-go-lucky Lenny, man. He's the focused, determined Lenny. That's the kind of Lenny I like, though.
He's really encouraging, you know. When I wrestled with him, you know, if I lose a match, I was down, he'd come up to me and say, "Good job, you know, you really fought hard." And that's one thing I'll always remember about him, you know. He's just real nice and everything, encouraging. One of the most respectable guys I know.
Good block by Lenny right there.
Now I understand, Kyle, your cousin Jacob was also on the wrestling team, or is he on the wrestling team this year?
Oh, unfortunately, Jacob couldn't wrestle turn out this year. He had due to an injury to his shoulder, he couldn't participate.
Yeah, I
in
heard
wrestling
about
this
that,
year. It's
yeah.
pretty disappointing, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
So Kyle, after high school, are you looking to wrestle in college maybe, or what are you looking to do? Go and I've heard you like firefighting. I don't know what you want to do, but
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do some studies for law enforcement.
oh yeah.
Gonna do something with that. Hopefully, maybe if the season turns out well and do well at state, then maybe I'll get a scholarship and do something with that.
That'd be cool. Got any schools in specific you're looking at?
There's no really specific schools I'm looking at, but the only kind of disappointing thing is right now, Washington State only has 2 colleges that offer wrestling. No Division I college in Washington State has wrestling anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, they got, due to Title IX Act, which is an act that you have to equal out the women's sports and the guys' sports.
Correct.
So-
That's true.
That's the end of round 1 right here, and it's still 0-0. So looks like we're up in the neutral. Well, it's kind of hard to tell what they're gonna do. Is he gonna give him points? Because it looks like he had a takedown right as the time expired.
Yeah,
So
it did look like that. And Coach Nass is, that's probably what's going through his mind right now, is ask the ref if he got that takedown.
trying to see if it was.
The weight 189 score in the round is still 0-0. You got 2 scores right there. Looks like you can see both of them.
You can see Joe Lomer warming up in the background right there, getting ready for his 215 match.
No, I'm not familiar with Joe. Is he?
Yeah, Joe, I think his normal weight's 189.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Our heavyweight, Tony, he can't wrestle right now. He's off of an injury. So Kyle Saltzgaber stepping up to the 275 weight class. And
Kyle's not even close to 275,
no,
so
man,
it's
he's
kind of.
about 214.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I wrestled with Tony also. He's a tough kid. You know,
Tough kid.
I wrestled at 125, and I'd mess around with him wrestling, you know.
Now, that big of a weight difference, Kyle, is that a advantage, disadvantage, or like Kyle Saltzgaber will have later?
If Kyle Saltzgaber goes out against Port Angeles, they got a 275 pounder who's weighing in maybe 260 or something like that. You know, it depends what the weights come from. You know, sometimes you see some 275 pounders that aren't muscle like Kyle, but it could be an advantage, especially heavyweights. They like to do a lot of upper body throws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So is the 275, is that the highest, or can you be over 275 and still wrestle in that weight class? Or do they have an unlimited weight class? I know some places do that.
You know, and years ago they used to have an unlimited. That was 275 and plus, but not anymore. And you have to weigh it at 275 or lower.
Oh, really? So what about those guys that weigh over that?
They're losing weight. And if you're over that, I'm sure you can have some weight to spare.
Yeah.
So right there.
That was a close one, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes if it's intentional, like
There
the
he
one that
goes.
happened to Brandon Kelly, then
So
you
that,
gotta call that.
There's a 1-point escape right there.
so that puts the score at 1-0. Favor South.
Lenny working for the ankle pick right there.
Kind of working him in there.
It's kind of been a pretty even, so to say,
Yeah,
match, I guess.
It's a pretty even matchup. They look like they're both pretty physically in shape and just working for position.
Right now, you could take any point you can get. It's 1-0, you know.
Looks like he's got a bloody nose, maybe. Or
Someone
something like
does. I
that.
can't tell who it is.
Bloody finger.
Lenny was pointing it out. I can't tell if it's Lenny or it's the. Yeah, it looks like it's South. Kitsap's Lenny Schwartz.
Once again, Lenny. He's not. You can't say anything bad about Lenny. He's always a happy-go-lucky guy. Brings a lot of spirit to the team. Nice guy.
Looks like we might have a little blood, maybe.
Oh, maybe it was.
Maybe it's the
Port
Port
Angeles
Angeles guy.
Angeles
Yeah.
guy.
So he's got a bloody lip.
South Kitsap Athletic Medicine's really good about cleaning up that blood, getting it taken care of, so we can get out there and wrestle.
Well, yeah, they've won state, like, I think 8 years in a row at the state competition or whatever they have. So, I mean, they know what they're doing, definitely.
Much respected organization right there, with Pat Olson as the head teacher of that.
Does a real good job teaching them and showing them how it's done.
Working for position, both wrestlers.
You see them working their hands in there. That's really important. Fight for that position on their head. You know, maybe get a throw in there, kind of throw them down a little bit, go for the takedown.
The ideal is to get inside position on the guy. Once you get inside position and head control on him, then you can typically start setting up your moves.
Looks like I think we have some more blood time again.
And Lenny's,
Looks like his headgear.
his headgear came unsnapped, yeah, so got a little quick timeout for that.
That stuff is annoying, let me tell you. Wrestling all through high school and everything, you gotta wear it, but in your freestyle events, you do a freestyle or Greco, you have that choice to wear your headgear or not.
You know, it's hard to wear that headgear, but you know, it's real important.
And there's another out of bounds call right there. It looks like we have a couple seconds left here in this round. Still 1-0, so.
Take time. That's the end of the second round. And South Kitsap Lenny Schwartz is leading Port Angeles.
1-0, so it's a very close match we got going on right now. Looks like they chose the neutral position.
There's
the
Mr. Nass
opposition.
and a couple of the coaches. You know, for a really good wrestling coach, I've noticed that Mr. Nass, at the matches and around the school and stuff, is a pretty calm guy. You know, I don't know if it's different during practice or anything. I mean, I'm sure it is. You know, probably getting you guys pumped up and stuff like that. But you know, just seeing him around, he looks like a pretty calm guy.
He's a really good guy, Zach. He brings a lot of intensity. I mean, our motto this year is make it happen, and he really makes it so we make it happen. Great job by Lenny Schwartz by trying to get that last minute before they go out of bounds.
Didn't get any points there. It's close because almost in bounds.
And don't the coaches, do they wrestle with you guys, or how do they all wrestle, or is it just?
Yeah, you know, Mr. Nass, Coach Nass, he's out there wrestling every time. I mean, I've wrestled him a lot. We roll around, and he's out there really getting into South Kitsap wrestling, participating. Same with Dave Dias and Coach Ron, really active. There's a lot more than just coaching than that you see just sitting on the sidelines right there.
Definitely.
So have any of you guys beat him? Any of the coaches?
I wouldn't want to beat him, man.
No, it's not likely to beat him. I mean, all three of them state champs. Ron Coppinger, he might look old, but
Now Ron's
he's
your,
only in his late 40s.
Ron's your uncle, right?
Yeah, he's my uncle. That's my Uncle Ron. Coach Ron, excuse me.
Yeah.
He's one of the best technicians in Washington State for wrestling.
That's cool.
One of the best.
You know, that's why we have such a good team is the coaching.
I
They're
think
just such great coaches, you know?
we got
Yeah,
a superb
definitely.
coaching staff. We got the guy, Larry McGuire, Coaches Hall of Fame for within South Kitsap. He was a former coach of South Kitsap. Coach Ron
Yeah.
Coppinger was
Yep.
a state champ. Same with Dave Dias, and he's been out there helping us out this year too.
Looks like the score's now 1-2. So we'll see. It looks like it's about the end of the match right here. Got a couple seconds left.
Lenny holds on right here, then might look in favor.
Hopefully he can do that.
Yeah, just hold out.
There he goes. Uh-oh.
And
There it
looks like
is.
he did.
That's a great
Scores
job.
2-1 in favor of South Kitsap. It's Lenny Schwartz.
Now,
No,
Lenny did a great job there because knowing the time and seeing that that towel person was going to come out, you know that you at least have 15 seconds to hold on and hold off that takedown. He did a great job. Smart wrestler.
So that's why I jumped away there at the end just to delay a couple more seconds. Now, can you get like a delay penalty or?
Well, you can get a passiveness, which means you're backing up and you're stalling. Stalling is what they call
Stalling.
it.
Gotcha.
You get a stalling, you either get a warning and then you get a 1-point dot.
Gotcha.
now if I'm correct, was your dad also a state champ in wrestling?
No, my dad was not a state champ in wrestling. He played football.
He did.
Yeah, but my Uncle Tony who wrestled up through South Kitsap program, took second at state. My Uncle Mark wrestled through the program, so it's a family. It's a family affair.
thing, man.
Yeah, along with the Kellys too.
Along with the Kellys, they've been growing up. I know Jamie plays at state, Brandon's older brother. So, and same with Pat. Pat was Brandon's also. So, generations, lots of history that goes into South Kitsap wrestling. It's a good tradition.
Now we got a 215 weight class coming up. We got Joe Lomer. And it looks like Jace Kennedy. So we'll see how that. Now you said Joe, he's not originally from this weight, so this could be a tough match for him right here.
Joe, like I said, is for much of our guys. He can come up, and I think he's going to do a great job. Step it up. I know he's eager to go out there and wrestle.
Just try your best.
And that's all you can do sometimes is just try your best. But I think he's going to be able to come out ahead on this Port Angeles guy. He's got a good determination on his face.
If anybody could go on the Shelton Port Angeles side, using a camera, we got a camera support table.
So it looks like we're about to get underway right here. There you see the Port Angeles players and coaching staff.
One thing I'm kind of missing tonight actually is what I like about the dual meets is how they have the one light come down, in the center.
Yeah,
It's kind of nerve-wracking. Is it nerve-wracking out there when you're wrestling? You got one light on you and
I bet I almost think it'd be easier because you can't see anybody.
that too.
sometimes, I like the crowd. I like when the crowd gets into it, and it's pretty cool. That dome. It's perfectly goes just on the outside of that circle, so it's pretty intense. But South Kitsap fans out here, really great. Much support. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So we just started the 215 weight class right now.
Yeah, I remember in 9th grade when Marcus wrestled against Cedric, we wrestled up here at the high school.
Yeah,
and we had the match with the light on there. It was the first time I've ever done that. It was kind of nerve-wracking.
And I think that's why they started to do it. I think that was the first year that they started to do that.
Oh, really?
Each year, one team from the junior highs gets to host another team up here at South Kitsap. And South
There we go.
Kitsap wrestlers bring in the mats and put in the dome and get everything that we do up here for the
There's
junior
a
high.
2-point takedown right there.
That's a 2-point takedown. Again, Joe's wrestling up, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna
Great
have
job.
to. Now, what grade is he? Is he
He's a senior.
A senior, is he?
He's a senior. Working for position.
Look like he's just working him there, maybe looking for a near fall, maybe.
Yep, working, trying to get that right position just to do the.
I just want to know why it's calling this
All right.
The one thing you can do down there is suck up his arm, pull it up.
And that's the end of the first round.
Yeah, so
Looks like
it's-
Lenny's leading Port
That's
Angeles.
Joe, Kyle. It's Joe.
Joe. Sorry, I'm so caught up in
That's
that match.
okay.
Joe Lomer's leading Port Angeles 2-0.
215.
Looks
weight
like
class
he's
right
going
now.
to choose the down position.
There you go. Like you said, South kids have that down thing, trying to get that.
Trying to get that
1 point
that
escape.
3 point.
Three
I've
point. Oh
noticed
yeah,
that.
get the 1
points.
point escape
1
and
point
then
escape
2 point
for 2 point
takedown.
takedown. That's ideal. Joe worked for that stand up.
The one thing you got to do is push your hips out right there, really to
looks
break
like-
out the hands.
Oh.
It looks like he was trying to circle in, but that Port Angeles guy was just kind of pushing him out of bounds. That's what you got to be. You got to be aware where you're at and where you're wrestling on the mat. Sometimes you want to go out of bounds. Sometimes.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Now right there, like I said again, push the hips out, look up the ceiling is really what you're gonna want to do there to get the hands
There
down.
it goes.
See,
And
like I'm trying to push out the hips right there.
And
Like he's
that
gonna get away. Oh.
that ref
Illegal lock.
that ref is holding locking hands. Locking hands means if you're on top and the other guy's on his knees on the bottom, you cannot lock your hands, because that's a illegal move.
So, he's
So it really,
going down right
so it really
there.
takes a lot of strength to keep them down there.
There we go.
No.
There's a 1 point escape.
So it's a 1 point escape for Lomer.
He's trying to maybe
and,
trying to roll him
Trying
around
to get that
there.
reversal. Or
and if he gets this
takedown.
2 point takedown, it's also going to be 1 point to Joe Lomer because of a locking hand violation.
And a reversal almost by
Oh, it looks like he gave it up.
and getting him in the cradle there. It looks like he might almost be out of bounds there.
That
It's
ref
pretty
should
close.
call that a 2 point takedown.
Out of bounds. Oh, almost. I heard the other was
There it
in the other
goes.
match thought it was out of bounds.
I don't think he got that takedown. I think they're going to be both neutral. I didn't see him give him that 2
Oh,
points.
he's going down.
The reason why I think I didn't see it, he didn't do it, because he still had a lock on him, kind of. He didn't get all the way around. But
It
it
looks-
looked like he did, but
Looks like they're going to stop it because Coach Nats, he's all over it. He knows that scoring and everything. Now, he gave Lenny,
Joe.
or Joe, again, wait a minute. Once again, he gave Joe a 1 point escape. So it should be 1 point escape, Joe, and then a 2 point takedown for Port Angeles, and then another point for Joe for locking hands.
so it should be about 5, correct? It's right now it's 3-0 in favor of
5-2.
It
SK.
should be 5-2.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see what the referee comes out with on this.
Got the Port Angeles coach talking to his player or his wrestler, and there's Coach Dias talking to Joe right there. Looks like we're about ready to get back underway.
Yeah, next weekend this stands are going to be packed with wrestlers from all over the state.
So everyone should definitely come out and check it out, right?
Definitely come out and support.
And we're back underway right here. And they left the score the same, so I don't know what that dilemma was about, but
I don't know either. He should have gave him that 1 point. He gave him a 1 point for escape. That was pretty interesting. Looked like
Well, let's look on the bright side. At least we're still winning, right?
yeah, we're
in the
still
match.
winning, but we could be winning with another 2 more points. But hey,
Exactly.
nice. Looks like it's
it's like Port Angeles working that cradle.
there's a little bit of
He's
trouble
like he's
right
doing
here.
right there. He's got to kick his leg, really kick hard.
Oh, he got him out of
Yeah,
bounds. There he goes.
Now, if the Port Angeles guy's shoulders were still inbounds and his legs were
Would've
out of
kept
bounds,
going.
would have kept going and maybe looking for that fall from Joe Lomer.
Here comes a towel girl to pat him on the back in a couple seconds, and
Almost marked the end of the second round.
so. And that's it. Looks like that's the end of the second round. So
Looks like Port Angeles is going to choose the down position.
and here we go. Still 3-0.
Joe working for position, maybe working for a arm bar right there.
And
They're out of bounds. So So, how you guys do a lot of conditioning, right, Kyle? Just because I know these 6 minutes of this are pretty crucial and pretty draining of your.
6 minutes
energy.
might not look like that much, but when you're out there wrestling, you're using every muscle in your body. I mean, you got to be in some pretty peak conditioning. And
Yeah,
our coaches, they do a great job in getting us in conditioning. When you think you're done, you're not. I mean, that's one thing is one of our mottos is that we're going to get our opponents in the 3rd round. We're going to be in condition to get them in the 3rd round.
Looks like there was 1 point awarded to Port Angeles for a locking of hands or something. It's now 3-1.
We got a close match down here against Olympic and Shelton. I kind of like, this is the first year we've done a double duel during the league. Usually we'll just have set matches on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, but I kind of like this double duel kind of a thing. We have 4 teams here. We have Olympic, Shelton, Port Angeles, and South Kitsap.
Yeah, I think it's really cool how they do that.
You know, it's pretty cool. It eliminates at least 1, maybe 2 weigh-ins throughout the season. Instead, we'll just weigh in once and wrestle 2 teams. So
See how his feet are still in right there? It's still
There you go.
He
It's
just
nice
went out of
bounds,
bounds.
but he wouldn't be getting any near fall because his shoulders are out of bounds.
Correct.
So
You
his
would've-
shoulders have to be inbounds. in order for that to happen.
To get the near fall. But just to get the takedown, you just have to have your feet in.
Like you were saying earlier, with Joe here, he looks like he's a pretty tough kid, you know, putting up a good match. Wrestling underweight and stuff like that, like you were telling us earlier.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Now this 215 pounder, he's kind of looks a little bit small for 215.
So he might be.
Yeah, he might be wrestling up also. And that's kind of good, that, you know, they have the team that you can wrestle up and down. Be able
Yeah.
to move players around.
I can see Kyle Saltzgaber over there getting ready for his heavyweight match, 275. It looks like he can get some near fall points here. Maybe even a pin. Kind of put his weight on that other shoulder there.
Man.
There you go. Oh,
So that's the end of the match right there.
It's a great job.
Get
great
some near
job.
fall points, maybe some 3 more near fall points. Should make it to 6-1.
6-1. He did a good job. Stepped it up when he had to step it up, and came out ahead with the win for South Kitsap.
South's pretty much dominated tonight. They've won every single match, be it forfeit or pin or whatever. So
Not to kind of get off the subject here, but I just heard that the South swim team won tonight, won their matchup against Olympic here at the home.
That's good.
and looks like we're getting ready to go with the 275 weight class right here with Kyle Saltzgaber and Tommy Haffer.
Saltzgaber's been out from wrestling for a little while, for about 2 weeks, because he had a ringworm, which is a fungus that usually gets transmitted through different wrestlers. So I think tonight's been the first time he's came back.
So
And
he's probably he's excited to get back, I'm sure.
excited, indeed. I know I'm anxious to get out there after waiting for 4 weeks. I mean, it kind of eats at you.
You know, when you're doing something you love, like I know you love wrestling, just talking with you and stuff like that, it's hard to really be injured, you know, and when you can't get out there when you really want to, you know, and it's just tough.
Now, if you look at the size difference in this match, I mean, the 275, he's got 275 on him, and Kyle, he's more of a, like we were talking about earlier, Kyle, kind of a taller, more of a muscular build. Vice versa, the Port Angeles, Tommy Hafer, he's kind of a shorter, stockier, more thicker kind of a wrestler.
Now, Saltzgaber's another football player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a defensive end and offensive lineman, so you know he knows that down to the wire toughness.
He was a varsity lineman, you said?
He started.
And he's another junior.
So you know
Another junior wrestling for us for South Kitsap on varsity. So
Loud crowd here tonight. Loud cheering.
loud crowd here tonight. I mean, just got a close match on Mat number 2.
You know, I've been watching this Shelton and Olympic match over here with these heavyweights over here, the wrestling on the other side, and they're doing really well.
Yeah,
Good
they're
matches.
built pretty big, but Kyle Saltzgaber just got a 2-point takedown as the time expires after the first round.
2-0 in favor of Kyle.
And it looks like Kyle chooses down.
I've yet to see if it's a South Kitsap's choice that they've picked either neutral or top or deferred. We've always chose down, which is good. I mean, we're looking for that escape.
Which is, he just got
Kyle
it
working
there,
for that
so.
escape, gets 1.
So it's now 3.
And there he goes to that, trying for that extra 2.
See right there what you can do when he has legs up. You can trip the other leg, get him down, get on top of him, maybe get around him, get some takedown
There's
points.
a 2-point takedown too, so.
Now, you know, Kyle Saltzgaber, he hit the weight room throughout football, and I know he's doing that during the season, and he tried to lift that 275-pounder like he was a 215. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's not quite like the clean
Yeah.
that we do in weight, so.
Yeah.
A little bit different, probably a little more weight than he's used to, so.
Yeah, a little bit weight different that he is also wrestling up, 275. Maybe
Definitely.
giving up that 60 pounds. I mean, it's pretty tough.
Yeah. And I remember Kyle, you used to play football, correct?
Yeah, I did play football. I played football all through the years. Started when I was about 7. Through the Pee Wee program, got up to junior high.
I played with you at Pee Wee's once.
Yeah, we played together. That was good times.
Kyle's working on the pin right now, looks like, so.
Now, Kyle's
Near fall
also
points.
a guy who's wrestled all his life. I know he's wrestled with me through the South Kitsap Pee Wee's
Got it.
program.
There he goes.
Got a
It's a pin.
pin. Another 6 points. Looks like we might get a shutout here, maybe.
Yeah, that's
there's-
what we're looking for. I know last year against Bellarmine, we shut him out as our very first match of the year. We shut him out 80-0.
That's a
so-
sweet victory.
Yeah, right now there's 5 matches left, and 4 of them are forfeits for Port Angela, so.
So that's looking pretty good.
Next wrestlers at 103, Josiah Kipperberg with a forfeit.
I think that's actually Curtis Fenton who's going to go
Oh,
in
it
for
is?
South Kitsap, who is a sophomore, only weighing in, I think, at 95 pounds.
Oh,
whopping
so, man, he's
95
tiny.
pounds. Yeah,
Wow.
he's pretty tiny.
Doesn't even break the dollar bill yet.
He's getting all warmed up for his forfeit.
Yeah, there we
It's
go.
all right, though, It's what it takes.
Win's a win.
Win's a win. We'll take it either way.
Exactly.
W on the scoreboard, right, Kyle? Right, Zach?
Good call.
So there's another one right there. You can chalk that one up.
I remember when I wrestled in junior high, me and Brandon Kelly were both in the same weight class. He was varsity.
Well,
And 78 pounds, never got any matches because there's never kids that weighed that much.
it might look like that Port Angeles might have weighed someone in at 103, but not bringing them out.
Well, it looks like
There's the cheerleaders giving us some
We got-
cheers.
Curtis is staying out there on the mat, so
I don't
they
know.
got someone right there.
Yeah, it says on our program that Port
Got
Angeles
nobody.
is going to forfeit for.
And they brought him out there and already gave him like the forfeit, like the win, so.
They
Oh,
already raised
I'd like
his
to
hand?
see a wrestling
Yeah.
match instead of a forfeit anyways, right,
Yeah,
guys?
any day. I would like to see that. Any day. Like I said, a win's a win, but if we can win pinning them or beating them, South Kitsap, beating the guy, we'll take that a little bit better.
Puts our pride up a little bit more.
Yeah, now could they just bring up their JV guy, or would
Yeah,
they have to?
they can do that. It doesn't really matter. Just when it comes time to wrestle, if they bring a guy out there, then they're gonna wrestle him if he's in the weight class.
And it looks like this Port Angeles guy's got a little more height on him.
He's
You
a little
know,
bit bigger.
yeah.
Might be exactly 103.
Yeah. Curtis Fenton, he's only,
It looks
like
like
you said, 95 cents. Not even breaking $1, but look at him scrapping out there. I think this is his first varsity match ever for South Kitsap because he's only a sophomore,
So he might have that 103
He's another one
spot
of those
locked up.
wrestlers, like you said earlier, that's going to work his way up, become really good. This reminds me of, I think it was Garrett Lyman when he was a sophomore.
Yeah. Lots of Garrett Lyman. We haven't got to see Garrett wrestle yet because Garrett wrestles in the 130-pound weight class.
He'll be the last match of the night, so. I don't even think we'll get to see him wrestle.
He's
Looks
got
like
a forfeit.
so.
He's got a
Unless they PA pulls another guy up like they just did now. might be able to see another match, which would be really nice.
Oh, out of bounds.
Score still 0-0 here in the first round.
So there we go. South, right back to the middle. First one's there. It's that hustle. we're
Back
talking
in
about.
there, you know, if you're in a tournament and it's in the maybe late second, early third round, both guys are really tired, and I'm wrestling a guy and you're tired, he's tired, you go out of bounds, and
Oh, there we go.
my opponent runs in the middle. That's gonna intimidate me. I'm like, hey, this guy's still not tired. I'm dying.
Yeah, you gotta get
You
some
know?
up.
And that's what we do. We're running in the middle and we'll be sitting waiting on the guy.
There's a 2-point takedown.
My coach always told me that to do that because it does intimidate him. Be the bigger man, you know, hustle back in there, get into it.
Curtis, man, just hanging on. What a great guy. I mean, coming in, only a sophomore, only weighing 95 pounds, like I said earlier. Coming in with a 2-point takedown, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's his first varsity match, so I'm sure he's pretty stoked about it. So
And that Port Angeles guy looks like he was weighing in at like 103 on the dot. So Curtis coming in here, doing a great job.
it's be a
Score
big
now,
victory for him.
2-1. Port
He's a
Angeles
quick
got
little
it
guy.
scored.
He's very quick.
There's
I
him in
noticed
the first
that.
round.
Time was
so-
out. Did not get that takedown. That was
So,
close.
End of the first round's 2-1 in favor of South.
Looks like it's Port Angeles' decision here, up or down or defer.
He's already tired.
Yeah, so, you know, that intimidates him when Curtis, look at him. He's ready to go. He
Yeah.
runs in the middle.
The guy's already winded, so
He's already
that's
winded.
definitely a bonus.
Tells
You
you
don't want to
something about
show
our
that you're
conditioning
tired.
program,
Even if you're
too.
tired, you don't want to show it.
That's right.
That's what I was always told, you know. If you're tired, act tough.
Act tough. And we are tough. South Kids at Wrestlers, we're tough. I like to think we are, you know.
Some may say that, but
I
others
think
might.
you guys are.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah. Kind of working them down there, maybe going for a cradle almost. Don't want to let him get out of that. There we go. Get him in the cradle.
Looks like he's trying to step through for that Turk.
There he
Turk's
goes.
when you hook the leg and go up on the head.
Maybe get some
Elevate
near fall
that leg,
points.
Yep. He's got the half nail dug down deep on his neck.
And
Looking for a near fall.
It's interesting to watch the difference between the heavyweights, like the 275s, and then these little guys at 103, the different
Gotta
styles.
Way different styles. You know, like I was saying earlier in the match, that the more heavier guys, they're going to try and do more upper bodies. You don't
Yeah,
see too much
exactly.
shots or
Now, one thing with
stand up off the bottom.
the full Nelson here, what you got to do is when you have him in this position is you got to walk around the head, get him so you can roll him over more. It's a little easier.
There's 2-point near fall right there. So it's now 4-1. South's winning.
Curtis, man, battling real well. I mean, he's doing a great job for us tonight. Not letting,
Nice job stepping up.
yeah,
you know?
not letting any pressure off this Port Angeles guy.
Now, because this is the second match, are the coaches switching some people up a little bit, or are they just?
Yeah, I think that the coaches are going to put in who's ready and, you know, bring up some people that maybe not have had a chance. And, you know, coming in and seeing the score as it is, I mean, it's tough to say.
Yeah. So it's now 5-3.
I think Josiah's sitting
There he
out
goes.
tonight because he was sick earlier in the week. Josiah, our varsity 103, he's a great wrestler. I know he's been wrestling real tough this year. 103 is a real tough weight class this year. He's got a lot of good guys in the state, and he's doing a great job.
End of the second round there. Looks like we
You
got,
got a
the
2-point takedown right there. at the end.
7-3 in favor of South Kitsap.
Looks like over here on the other match, on the other mat, we've got an injured Olympic player, so keep you informed on that.
Going for the crossface there.
Curtis not letting any pressure off him, not giving any space on this Port Angeles. Guy tries to get up, and little Curtis keep him down. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how Curtis and a lot of these other juniors and sophomores that are going to wrestle next year, because his talent's going to be great.
Yeah, and that seems like that's how it's been the last couple of years or whatever. It's pretty like there's different ages all throughout. It's not like dominated by one year, one age group.
Which
seniors or
is
juniors.
really good, because us seniors, you can teach the little guys, and the new upcoming sophomores. It's really good. Like I was saying earlier, the tradition that we have in South Kitsap Wrestling is just awesome.
It's now 9-3, and he got another 2 points for another more near fall points. So looks like he's kind of running away with this one a little bit.
Kind of wearing him down, you know, working him.
Looks like Curtis was working for that cradle, sucking him back, locking it up, going for that near fall.
Port Angeles is in the down position, and it's now 11-3 in favor of South Kitsap.
Giving you an update on that Olympic guy that was Kyle was saying earlier was injured. Just got up. Looks like he won the match because it was an illegal slam.
Yeah, like you said earlier, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. You can really hurt someone doing that.
The guy who's lifting the other guy, it's his responsibility to bring the other wrestler safely back down to the mat.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's all the way there right now. He's getting helped off the mat, so hopefully he's okay.
And that's a risky move right there.
Great lateral drop by Curtis Fenton.
That was very nice.
Looking for that near fall. That was a great job.
There he goes. Going for the near fall points, maybe the pin.
That's the end of it,
That's
though.
the end of the match.
It's end of round 3.
Scores 13-4. Actually, I think they got a couple more points in there.
That was a great job.
So not bad for his first varsity match now.
Varsity match for Curtis Fenton. Coming out, he was stepping it up, wrestling the big 103 guy. Great job. Really proud of this kid. I mean, I wrestled him up through Sedgwick, and he's got a big heart.
Yeah, I remember watching him in Sedgwick. You know, I just thought he was so small, you know.
And we got Robbie Luter coming up here. He's a senior this year.
Against Chad Meldrum of Port Angeles. This is the 112 weight class.
112, Robbie Luter. Good guy, wrestled all the way up through junior high, Pee Wee program, and out through the South Kitsap. He's a senior.
Now, if I'm correct, his brother wrestled also?
Alan Luter did wrestle for South Kitsap for us.
Was he, did he place at state or anything like that? Or
I'm not sure. I know he was a pretty decent wrestler, so I'm not sure about that, Zach.
So wrestling's a little bit in their family, too. Trying to let go of his arm there on the leg. You see that Port Angeles guy really holding on to the leg back there.
This is a
good move to get out of that sprawl.
Robbie working for that head and arm, just got reversed by the Port Angeles. You got to be careful on that. When you're throwing that head and arm, you got to really sag and get low and get on that hip.
Exactly.
There's 2 points for
Port
Port
right
Angeles.
there, he was going to roll him through.
2 points for a near fall.
So
trying to work him over.
Almost gets the escape right there. And it looks like on the other mat, the Olympic and Shelton match is over, so.
I'm quite sure what the score of that one was. I'd like to know. Saw a few guys in that Olympic team that looked like pretty tough guys. How are they matched up? Like,
obviously not tough enough for South Kitsap, because South Kitsap beat them last week, as I was saying earlier.
It looks like the scorers table had a little mistake
South is
there,
really
so now
riding the Roughriders.
Riding those Roughriders.
Ride 'em rough.
So 4-0 in favor of Port Angeles right now.
Luter looking for the escape. You got to break that lock.
Just running away.
Luter's really aggressive, real quick. He's a small guy. You got that quickness. Small guy's got that quickness.
Indeed, Zach, he does. He has that quickness. He can wrestle. He wrestles pretty hard. He knows what he's doing out there. He knows what it takes to get the job done and get a win for us.
Now it doesn't look like he could get away, though. So
the only problem with being on bottom is that you have to have the weight of the guy on top of you. You have to, when you stand up, you got to stand up with the weight on your own weight plus Port Angeles weight.
You got that
escape there.
1 point escape. So
the score in the end of the first round is 4-1 in favor of Port Angeles. Robbie's really putting up a good fight here, though. I think he could turn this around.
Now after Shelton and Olympic just matched, it was 32-31, and Shelton came out ahead.
That's a close match. Those ones are always fun to watch, the close, really close ones, sitting on the edge of your seat there.
I don't know if you watched earlier. You guys, you did say that you did see the Peninsula South Kitsap match, and that came down to some of the closest matches I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, we came out victorious over Peninsula. It was tough.
That was a dual meet, right? Just you and them. So
That was a dual meet. Yep.
Now, what's your streak out of? South has like a streak of most dual meets won.
Yeah,
and, like,
we haven't lost a league match, I believe, since 1996. We're going on 100 and.
You guys are close to 100.
Oh man, I think it's like 117. I think we got right now. After we obviously are gonna beat Port Angeles, so I want to say 117.
So would this be a dual meet, or would it be like a different type of meet?
No,
or match?
this is a dual match.
So it's
This
like
is
two dual matches in one night.
Exactly, Kyle.
Now, is the reason for this, did you guys actually get a cancellation on the match for, or are you guys just trying this to see what it's like,
This is the first year they've done it. I mean, it's a really good thing that we can come and in one night we can wrestle two people. Two different teams instead of having to come in and wrestle one and weigh in and another and weigh in. This way it gets it done in about the same amount of time.
That's cool. I think I like it, it's kind of something different. You got to try new things,
It's now a 4-2. So Robbie's making a little bit of a comeback right here.
Looks like he might get another escape there, another point.
There, got it.
There we go. Makes the score 4-3.
I know they did it because a big reason is because the district, it saves a lot of money. It saves money on the transportation. It saves money because you only use one facility, and all the teams can get and use it. So
exactly. Yeah, I know the swim team, Olympic swim team was up here earlier today, and the Olympic wrestling team is here. So I understand what you're saying. Save a little bit on transportation.
Yeah.
Looks like you got a 2-point takedown there. So Robbie's jumped back in the lead. Now it's gonna be a long ride home now for Port Angeles. So
yeah, and this is cool because I know my sophomore year we wrestled up. We had to go up to Port Angeles, and I know how they feel. That's a long drive.
It's a long drive, definitely.
Done it too.
Yeah, I mean you've probably done it for
swimming. Yeah.
Kyle, you probably did it for football. I mean, it's kind of dedication it takes, though.
We have to do it twice this year for swim. Swim has to do it twice.
So how come you didn't go out to the swim today?
Huh?
How come you didn't go out for the swim today, Zach?
Well, I was there at the swim meet.
Was that the boys swimming match that they had? Oh, it was boys?
Yep. It was pretty good. We got a lot of good swimmers on the team, state qualifiers.
It'd be interesting to see how they turn off in the postseason.
Exactly.
Robbie, fighting, not trying to get up any points after that second round.
So at the end of the second round, it's 5-2. Or 5-4, excuse me, in favor of.
It looks like they're rolling up the other mats from the other match over there, getting all those put away.
Robbie's on the top position. Yep. So we'll see how he.
I know
Robbie.
Robbie wrestled varsity for us last year at 103. He's a really tough 103 guy. Did real well. Had some good close matches last year.
Now, is he close to state or anything like that, or?
He hasn't made it. I don't think yet to state. Hopefully this year that he can do good at subs, win through subs, go through regionals, and hopefully make it to state. I think this year South Kitsap's going to have a good team going into the postseason.
That's cool. Now, I'm not quite sure. How exactly do you make it to state? Now, what's the qualifications?
Now, qualifications is that you have to go through sub-regionals, which is our sub-region. This is all our normal league matches. We're in the Narrows League.
Okay.
There's a Narrows League, Bridge Division. And so you win through, you finish the top 4 at subs. Oh, excuse me, top 8 at subs, move on to regionals. And top 4 placers from regionals moves on to the state.
Okay.
And now, last year, Kyle, you guys took your team. Didn't you guys get like the top 10 in state, or what were you guys at?
Yeah, we took 10th place overall as a team at the state tournament.
That's really good.
That's not that bad.
So how many schools usually go to state now? A lot.
There's a lot of schools. I mean, every school in Washington, you know, is in the state tournament, but it's broken down into divisions. Like our school is
There we go.
a 4A division, and there's a 3A, 2A, and 1AB.
So it looks like right here,
We got Reds ahead.
Corandres had a
Robbie
2-point
just pulled
takedown,
ahead.
and Robbie had a
8-6.
3-point reversal, so pulled ahead right there. Or a 3-point near fall or something. I couldn't tell what it was, but
Robbie, man, he's a tough guy.
looks like he's about to get this. He pulled it off with the final seconds left.
He knows what he's got to do to get that win for us. He's a real smart, technical
Gotta hang
wrestler.
on.
All he's really got to do is hold him, but he can't really stall. Hold him there in that position.
That's the
Go
thing.
for the win.
You got to watch. You got to know the time. You got to know how much
There
you got
it is.
and what you got to do
So-
to hold
There's
the guy.
the win for it. 8-6 in favor of Robbie Luter of South Kitsap.
So up next, we got the 119 pounds.
John DeLucia, I wrestled with him in junior high. He's a little wild man, I'm telling you.
He'll receive a forfeit, so
John DeLucia is a junior this year.
Yeah, this is. I think this is. He didn't come out for us last year, I don't believe. Oh, that's too bad. Didn't get to see him wrestle tonight, but I know he's a great wrestler. He's wrestled varsity for us all year at 19.
Quick guy, really quick. And it looks like those are them.
that's the end of it, it looks like. So the last two matches that we won't get to see tonight were also forfeits. So oh, and this will be replayed on Sunday night of this week at 8 o'clock, I believe. So you want to check it out, rewatch all the action that's happened and unfolded tonight. You got to check it out on Channel 3 BKAT.
I know that we broadcast a lot of different sports and activities that you guys put on and produce and show. But wrap things up tonight, I think that South Kitsap did a great job. Victorious over Shelton. We saw a lot of good wrestling. I know we just beat Port Angeles with the final score 69 South Kitsap to 0. It's a shutout, Zach.
Yep, like I predicted earlier. You know, we want to thank you for joining us for this South Kitsap High School dual wrestling match tonight. The first match of the evening, South defeated Shelton 46-27. And in the second match, as we just saw, South defeated, not only defeated, but shut out Port Angeles 69-0.
And Zach, I'd like to thank working with you tonight is awesome. And Kyle, thanks for joining
coming
us.
in with us tonight, Kyle.
Hey, no problem, guys.
Definitely a pleasure. We hope to see you out there on the mat. Kicking
Yeah.
some butt later. So
Hopefully I won't have to come up here and talk to you guys again. I'll be out there wrestling. You guys are talking about me. Thank you guys for having me.
No problem. And we'd like to thank the students of the video production program here at South who made this television program possible. They really do a lot for us. And so long and good evening from South Kitsap High School.